the button already.
That's
Would say all the ladies, isn't it? Facebooks.
all right.
Can somebody drop our YouTube in the chat sporadically throughout the show? You know what? I got it. I can just copy it real quick. All right. It looks like everyone has shared. Sui shwa shwoom. Fickle finger of fate. Who is doing the intro today? Not it.
I usually do Patreon, so I've got my job.
I vote Wayne.
As Yartam was late after calling us all in. It's on you, boy.
Yep.
I knew that
Fair
would
enough.
happen.
All right, Mr. Shatan. Intro duties are yours this day.
Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, this is the Bin Podcast. I'm here with Mikey Famine, Wayne Anthony Ladies, Brandon Duncan, and Shay Cortez. My name is, as always, the Master of the Universe!
Oh, God damn it.
I'm here in Sweden, and I'm having a great day. What are we doing? What are we drinking? What are we? We have a lot of nasty things to talk about today. Rockets on the moon are not one of them. So let's start with Wayne. What are you drinking, me good man?
Yeah, see, I'm on a Merlot today.
Oh,
Ooh, a Merlot.
It's got a lovely fragrance. Some hollyhocks on the back notes. No, it's just my usual crap that I buy.
It was the first one on the shop when you got into through the door of the bottle shop, wasn't it?
Cheapest.
Oh, Wayne.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
What
You-
do? I'm on a budget.
You don't have to
I got
drink.
kids, man. I got kids.
You could just, not drink as much.
No day drinking today either, Brenna.
No, I have to do some editing later, but I am finishing up my seltzer water. This is blackberry hibiscus. This is kind of a new thing. Just
All right. Couldn't care less. Mikey, what are you drinking?
I have made myself. I've made myself an Irish mule with some Gosling ginger beer and Jameson. Drinking it all
I
out
care
of.
about that.
Who's got the Sour Patch Kid wrapper right in their microphone? The professional editor, the professional sound person.
You can't
Jeez.
cut me off before I could say that I'm having Sour Patch watermelon.
And I'm drinking this out of a copper mug. A copper mug for the truest mule flavor.
Mule.
A proper mule.
Proper mule.
It's delicious. A little spicy, but delicious.
So now that's out of the way. How the fuck is everyone doing?
It's been a long week.
Hell in a handbasket.
God bless America.
Oh.
It's going all right over there, isn't it? Got the RNC, the DNC. It's all going swimmingly.
So I'm
problem.
gonna make a confession. I haven't watched more than a few clips of the RNC, just out of preservation of my mental health. Like I can't deal with all of their bullshit on top of everything else that's going on.
It's not
Like
worth it to me.
I'll revisit it in probably a week or so, and then get angry all over again.
It was all fear-based propaganda, mate. So you ain't really missing much.
There's lots of yelling.
Bit shouting, bit of this, blaming everyone else. There's violence going on in America, and if you get Biden in. You're going to get more of it, even though it's happening under the president. that you've
Yeah,
got right
it's like Biden's America will be violent, and we'd have riots and people dying, and I don't
Oh,
know. Does
so like this one.
anybody realize that this man is supposed to be already the president of the United States? Like, this is his America. This is Trump's America. Trump's America.
No,
Welcome.
no,
Welcome.
really.
Oh,
Oh, I thought the other fellow was still in charge. You know, who is it? That brown lad.
The brown geezer.
Lovely singing voice.
yeah, that guy.
How's it? Oh no, it's the orange fellow who's in charge.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's
Look,
That's all.
anything going on.
Wayne, I'm colorblind. I don't see color.
Are you doing an audition for Fox News?
You're just propagating the race.
You're just angry because you're yellow.
Why
again.
don't you get slavery?
Oh
The-
wow.
The representative from the Simpson clan will not have any of your things today.
So, just so everybody out there knows, what platform are we currently streaming on? We're streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Mixer.
No mixer.
No Mixer?
Mixer.
Thank you.
Mixer folded.
Mixer's no.
But we're on Twitch, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And I will take this moment if you guys
Mixer
are
couldn't
watching.
hang.
I'm gonna do something about your lag because if you interrupt me one more fucking time, please go to our YouTube. We're 10 away from 100, which is 90. Once we get to 100, we can change our YouTube /C/The Bin Podcast. We don't have to be like this random smattering of letters and numbers all jumbled together. So get us to 100. 10 people, run over there, or 2 people with 5 accounts each. I don't care. Get on over there to The Bin on YouTube, and so I can change our fucking URL because it is so annoying having to post that every time.
What's really cool is that there's another way in order to support the Bin Podcast.
How would
You
we
guys
do
wanna
that?
know how to do that?
How would we do that? Swoosh, wah, swoo.
It's all about the segues, baby. All right. Welcome to the Bin Podcast. We are on patreon.com/the Bin Podcast, where you can sign up to be one of our patrons and get all the cool stuff that we get to do, including our monthly hangouts that we finally are able to work out in our schedules.
Facilitate.
Yes. Anyway, without Wayne interrupting my segment here.
The crosstalk is horrible.
Shut up, Wayne. We have our patrons, so let me announce our current patrons up here. We have Miss Nana, we have David,
Whoop, whoop.
we have Katarina,
Hey.
we have Stuart, we
Stuart?
have Puffalapagus, we have Austin, we have Kristen, and we have Richard. Thank you guys for continuing to support us, and if you want that URL again, that is patreon.com/the Bin Podcast, and become one of our lovely patrons so that you can get a shout out by yours truly. Thank you.
I would really appreciate it if we had one Patreon that I haven't, that aren't in my immediate family, or I haven't slept with, and I should say actually.
Stuart is not in your immediate family, and you have not slept with.
Or Kristen, by the way.
What?
Why did you bring that up, Dartan?
Now,
Dig into this.
Yeah, shit just got awkward. So moving on.
that being said, me and my girl were watching before the show started. Charlie, what's his last name? Humminen? What's the guy from Sons of Anarchy?
Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie
Hunnam.
Hunnam. That dude.
Hunnam.
And I was like, doesn't he kind of look like Shartan? And she's like, no, he looks way better than Shartan. This guy is like on my white guy list. Shartan, absolutely not. And I rolled across the floor, giggling with glee. So don't you dare.
How did that come as a surprise to you? One of us is a world-renowned sex symbol and actor. The other one is sitting in his puny little house in Sweden, doing the podcast with you guys. Like, how are you? What?
I mean, she is with me after all, so she's clearly got some sort of blindness or
No, the
like something's
the
up.
standards are high.
So, Mikey, do you have an allowed list?
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah, let's go there.
so I think the hall pass thing is a good thing for all relationships without being objectifying towards celebrities. I've learned a lot about her list in like the last little bit because my list is very obvious. Rihanna. That's an obvious go. I think that is unanimously. Jesus, whiskey, tearing me up already. Angelina Jolie. Sorry, I love her. Always loved her. Brenna, anybody on your list? What you got? Denzel.
I'm single. I'm single. I can do whatever I want.
Play the
That's
game,
it.
Brenna. Play the game.
What am I supposed? I can't because I don't have any restrictions. So
Brenna's
Whatever.
a fan.
Okay. No. Do it this way then. Who are the 5 first foremost celebrities that you want to knock on your door for a night of the righted outie?
Okay.
Ooh, can we guess? Can we guess?
Sure.
Jason
Keanu
Momoa.
Reeves.
What? Wait, what? Somebody, there's way too much going on over here.
We'll
What
go
was
around the
that?
circle.
Mikey first because that's an easy
Okay,
one.
everybody gets one.
Yeah, right.
Jason Momoa.
I would have said that.
Hmm.
Oh, see, us guys, we think Jason Momoa is like peak masculinity and what every woman would desire. And Brenda's like, my girl's like she's like, he's too big. He's a
Yeah,
ginormous
it's too
person.
much. It's too much to handle.
All right. Jason Momoa, sorry, guy. Yeah, they don't have any shot with Brenna. Keep looking.
Wayne, what you got?
Oh, I'm gonna say a Will Smith like guy.
Ooh.
So like tall, a lot of just
Yeah.
Alright,
aged
so,
beautifully.
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh God, yes.
Wow.
Sorry. Oh my God. so,
Rain
much,
up on aisle 2.
so much good in that.
So, Michael, if you're watching, which you probably aren't, give Brenna a shout and send it to the Bin Podcast at
Okay.
gmail.com and
gonna
we'll
see how
make
many
sure to
people
give you a
wow. Yeah.
platform.
There you go. Every day.
I'm too
Alright,
much
so-
away from Brenna. Sorry, I can't.
Cortez, what's
No,
your guess?
I just I chimed in on Wayne. I still have mine.
Oh, yeah. Hit it. What you got?
I'm trying to be very sensitive about Brenna's.
Oh, Lord.
I would say so. I was gonna say Keanu Reeves, but I've actually gone back on that. You might have had a crush on him as a younger girl, but you don't anymore. I think let's go Jason Statham. Nope.
Not really.
Not doing it.
I mean, there were
I don't think
times
she's
where he's
forward here
like
involved.
there was that Jason Statham sort of like trend in Hollywood. But you know, it's I'm over that.
The Rock.
You don't like short hair bald men?
I didn't say that. I'm just
The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Wow. You guys don't even think you guys know me. Wow.
David
No, but you
Bowie.
had a crush. But come on, you did have a crush on Keanu Reeves as a younger girl, didn't you?
Everybody, dude, like Matrix was awesome.
Yeah, and you did
And
have a
he
crush on
was-
Jason Statham. So come on, I got Michael B. Jordan, a guy that you used to have a crush on, and another guy that you used to have a crush on. Come on, don't say that. Don't know.
Wow.
Come on.
I'm gonna say she'd be more Roman Reigns than The Rock.
She doesn't know who that is. No one
think
watches.
so.
Cousin.
What was you going to say there, Mikey? Mikey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, Mikey. I know where you're going.
Nobody watches wrestling. Come on,
Oh,
man. No one
Not-
watches
Yeah,
that.
Not according to the index. The ratings index says everybody watches wrestling.
That's because you guys are nerds.
The
You have like
rating-
you have a little room with like 86 TVs, and you just sit there and you masturbate in a circle with this like Dyson sphere of televisions watching fucking
Said the
wrestling.
guy who's
Wow.
right now watching 3 screens. Come on, glass houses, dude.
I don't know
Stones
you.
and glass houses.
I've known you for 20 years. You have no right to call anybody a nerd.
Damn right.
None.
That's true.
Cortez, drive over to his house now and beat his ass for me. Because I
There
can't
you
do it.
go.
If you beat my ass, I'm not helping you move. I will not lift
See, I
the
can't-
couch if you black my
I'm
eye.
I'm out, Wayne. I'm out, Wayne. I'm out.
Okay, right. Cortez, here's what we do, right? Let Mikey help you move, okay? Then beat his ass.
All right, so wait,
No, I'm gonna.
it's your turn,
gonna
man. We
move
want to
on.
hear your. You want to hear your. Good to
I'll
go.
pass.
My allowed list.
Yeah,
My
I'll
allowed list.
pass.
No one ever. I ain't even playing that game.
Okay.
Oh, you coward.
What?
Wait a second. Wait a second. No, we're
Coward.
No. This is a double standard.
Mm.
I told you I can do whatever I want, and you guys
Yeah.
still pressured me. Wayne, I'm still gonna pressure you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with Brent on this.
There is
Yeah.
no double standard on this. Everybody has to
Yeah.
answer, or we're going to answer it for you.
Jesus.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah,
I
no
know
double
Wayne
standards here.
No,
Wayne
but the thing is,
wishes-
I
Wayne
don't
wishes
have
he had
that allowed.
Meghan Markle.
That'll
What's
work.
up with your connection? Like you're lagging as shit, dude.
That is accurate.
I
Hang
don't
on.
know. Nobody's on the internet right now.
2 seconds. Kerry,
Let me leave and come back.
Okay.
Kerry.
She can't hear
No.
you.
She
And
can.
she's
She's in the living room.
And she's definitely not going to watch the show. So you're fine. It's fine.
Mhm.
I don't really have. I don't know.
You don't have one celebrity crush.
I can think of ones from back in the day.
All
Okay.
right.
There we go.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right,
take
so,
it. We'll take it.
So I would have said old school Denise Richards all day long. Starship Troopers. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my.
Oh, okay.
Sarah Michelle Gellar. Again, from my youth.
Yeah.
Sarah Michelle
that-
Gellar is still good looking.
No,
Is that Sex in the City lady?
Oh, that's Sarah Jessica
No.
Parker. And Peter Griffin said she looks like a foot.
Literally. I was like, Wayne, why the Sex in the City girl? But I got the name mixed up. Who's Sarah Michelle Gellar?
I know, no, but speak Buffy.
Buffy.
But you
Buffy
say
looked
that,
like
you-
your
Do
neighbor.
you remember Big Trouble in Little China?
What?
Yeah. Do you remember Big Trouble in Little China?
But this gets into like that's like Sarah Michelle Gellar is like saying, like everyone says Jennifer Aniston is like so beautiful. I'm like, I know 3,000 people who look exactly like her. Like she looks like standard
second.
issue regular person. She has nothing
Wait.
special about her. She just looks like a person.
Wow.
Why is your impression of how somebody looks the same as somebody else's impression about how somebody
Yeah,
looks?
how dare you?
And that's why I have the conversation, because I don't see how everyone finds her so attractive when she looks so much just like an average person. Like that's what average people look like. They're like, but look at her eyes. I'm like, she's got like, and then I look at the person. I'm like, your eyes are
Regular
much
eyes.
more interesting. Like I don't get it. I think Brenna is a much more interesting face than Jennifer Aniston. Like there's actually something to Brenna's face as opposed to Jennifer Aniston, who just looks like a face. Like if
I agree.
a computer drew a white woman in her mid 20s, and then they said this is going to be your star of Friends, that's Jennifer Aniston. That is an AI creation. She is what Siri looks like.
I agree.
Siri looks
Oh,
like Jennifer
actually,
Aniston.
I've got a modern one. I've got a modern one. I just totally got
I agree.
Gemma Chan. Gemma Chan.
Oh, she's great.
Emma Chan.
Oh my god.
Google that.
On it?
Oh yeah.
Gemma Chan was in Crazy Rich Asians. She was the cool cousin.
She's wonderful.
She's amazing.
She was also in Transformers.
Yeah.
I
Just
see
the
that.
voice though.
I see that.
Yeah.
Fair dues.
I like that.
There you go. There's a modern one.
All right.
Still not allowed though.
All right, Shartan, you can only name your top 5 chicken breeds. Go ahead, hit us.
All right.
Cornish blue.
Bantam, fuzzy.
It's a red feather, a Hungarian blowtail, and
Is that
then
a
you
real
got
thing?
the Scandinavian. I have no fucking idea. Like,
It is
Who
now.
was the racist 50s cartoon chicken?
Foghorn Leghorn.
He wasn't
There you
racist.
go.
He wasn't racist.
Yes,
No, he was Southern.
He was a racist depiction.
No, that's how they all talk,
What?
Wayne.
So the United States has sort of these regions where like accents are, so that's his Southern. Well, like here in the West Coast, we we're Californians, and I don't know,
The Valley.
like totally.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry. Yep, that's how we are.
Yeah, he's just southern. It's all right.
no, no, but like I'm in the same position as Brendan, right? So I would say top of my list, and this is all time. I would have to go with Jennifer Connelly.
Wow.
What was she in? Because I get the Jennifers mixed up.
She did a lot, but like later she was in what was it called? Alita, Battle Angel. She's
Battle Angel?
very Battle Angel.
Yeah.
She's done a lot like supporting roles, but not a lot of lead roles. But she's excellent in everything.
Oh, A Beautiful
after her, it's
Mind.
Yeah, and then after her, it's Kate Beckinsale.
There's a type going on here, I can see.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their type. And I will continue to launch my campaign against Jason Momoa until he releases my soulmate from the bondage that she is trapped in. You can't take Denise Huxtable away from us, bruh. Sorry, man. I'm gonna hate you forever for that.
Yeah.
Who's it he's married to? Mikey, who's he married to?
Jason Momoa.
Kravitz, Lenny Kravitz ex, right?
Yeah, Lisa Bonet.
Zoe's
Yeah.
mother, as I know her.
Eric
Zoe's
Benet's
mother.
sister.
No, they were
Is that
married. I
Eric
thought
Benet's?
they were married.
Oh, okay.
I believe. I don't know. Someone who knows stuff about celebrities, tell us where we're wrong. We've dawdled and twaddled enough.
Yes.
Let's get to
I didn't even get to
Get
go.
to the meat.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
You guys go
Cortez.
skip me.
No.
It's cool.
You popped in and
Cortez.
out. I forgot. I thought you went.
Cortez.
No, I did not.
What's your
because
hall pass?
no one named the most important of these, and that is Jessica Parker Kennedy. She's the best.
No idea.
Who?
Yeah, you do. Jessica Parker Kennedy.
Who?
She was in Black Sails. And she was also in The Flash. She played the his daughter, XS.
Who? Like,
Um,
come on, man, killing me, Smiles.
you don't watch The Flash, or you didn't ever watch Black Sails?
I watched
No.
a few episodes of Black. I don't recognise her at all, mate. Looking at her now.
She is the mixed lady. She's the mixed lady on Black Sails. She was the madam for the brothel. Yeah. My second is Brenda Song.
My God, all your people are so
Brenda
obscure.
Song.
Wow.
Wow.
That
You don't know who
is-
Brenda Song is?
That is a long time ago. She was
No, Brenda-
she was a Nickelodeon kid for a long time.
Wow, Cortez has
and then I
got
have
right.
my third one. And then my third one, AJ Mendez.
AJ. Oh,
AJ Mendez, yeah.
Again, a type. You've definitely got
Yeah.
a type, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But I agree with the last one, definitely.
Look, the majority of my girlfriends look exactly the same. So
The majority of my
Mike knows. Mike
He's got a
went
pile
to-
of them
Mike went
behind
to
him.
high school with
Right.
me. Like me and Mike went to the same high school, so he knows the majority of my girlfriends
So-
look the same.
So it's important. It's important to add certain words when you say sentences, like previous girlfriends, because when you say the majority of my girlfriends, that implies that you have several girlfriends, and they mostly look a certain way.
See, here's the thing. That's the difference between me and other groups. Once they were mine, they always no kidding.
Oh,
no, that's
Jesus.
misogyny. I can't do
Hard
I can't
edit.
do misogyny. No,
Hard
I suck at it.
edit.
I suck at misogyny. It's horrible.
Timestamp it.
All right. Off the rails.
All right, Brenna, your article is first on the chopping block. Do you want to share it for the peoples?
Oh God, do I have to? Do we have to talk about this?
We got other rough stuff to get to, so
Yeah. All right.
this is the light one.
Yeah. This is not the worst.
Crazy.
All right. So
Oh, good to go. And it's not sound, is it? It's not video, is it?
it is video. Do you want to?
You gotta mute it, or we will get the video, or we will get a strike. People will copyright us because they don't like our show. Hey, haters.
You'll have to. No. This is going to be great because now we're going to have Brenna narrating it.
Ooh, I like it. All right, adding it to the stream. Here we go.
Okay.
Narrate away.
Okay. After
It's a
this
car?
commercial.
Ooh. The Audi
so
e-tron.
We're sponsored by Audi now. Woohoo!
Thank you, Audi.
Okay.
Where's my ID? Fuckface.
Okay.
I love one.
Can I talk about this, or
Yes,
are
ma'am.
you just going to be assholes about it?
No,
Um,
no,
We're
do
going to be
your thing.
assholes about it.
We'll wait though.
Our so-called president of the United States, and I say that so-called because he really did in North Carolina flat out told people to vote twice, to vote by mail, and then to show up on election day and vote in person to see if the system is working. This is illegal. You cannot vote twice.
Is that is there any penalty for voting multiple times in an election?
Jail.
So but what if the president told me to do that? Can I do it then?
No.
Damn it.
It is still illegal to vote twice. And this is not a state by state policy or law or rule. This is American. This
It's
is a
a-
national.
It's a federal
So,
crime.
All right. So here's the actual quote. They will vote, and then they're going to have to check their vote by going to the poll and voting that way, because it tabulates. If it tabulates, then they won't be able to do that. So let them send it in and let them go vote. Trump said Wednesday in an interview with North Carolina news station WECT. He continued, and if the system is as good as they say, then they obviously won't be able to vote. If it isn't tabulated, they will be able to vote. So it's so hard to read this. So that's the way it is, and that's the way they should do.
Wayne.
That wasn't
Question-
English, by the way.
Question from Wayne Lynch, Bin Podcast News. Isn't that inciting someone to commit a crime?
Yes.
Surely that's chargeable. Come on.
I would
Yes.
dare say impeachable.
That is the president of the United States, the sitting president of the United States, calling for nationally to commit voter fraud.
And
Okay.
That's it.
No,
I mean,
but
It's
give it a
like
second,
it's like saying people should go commit tax fraud. Like
Welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games.
pretty much.
But is he correct? If your vote has been registered as a send-in vote, will you be able to get into the voting polls on voting day?
So elections here are. Go ahead, Brenna.
Okay, so if you vote by mail, you actually get a online, because you register online. You can go in and check the status of your vote by mail ballot, whether or not it was sent out to you, whether or not it was delivered, and whether or not you sent it in. So there is a tracking system that they already have in place, because you have they scan it and you have your unique code that's attached to your registration number. So you may be able to go into the voting booth, but because it's already registered as being counted or being received, your vote would now be considered twice. So he's not saying to check your voter status online. He's saying to already go in and vote twice, which is illegal. You cannot vote twice.
So, by my understanding, if you do your mail-in ballot on, say, a week before, and it doesn't get received because your postmaster general is a bit of a cunt, and then you go down and vote in person, when you register, when you go into the ballot box and put your voter registration in and tick your box, that's the one that gets counted. Even if your mailing comes a couple of days later, that'll be considered vote fraud.
It's it has something to do with the postmark. So once it gets scanned, it's considered in.
Right.
Because we have to have ours postmarked by the day of the election.
But is it? Sorry.
So
Sorry,
also, when you do go vote in person, they actually have your how you vote status. So whether or not you have a mail-in ballot, or whether or not you have not requested a permanent absentee, which I have requested permanent absentee. I get it no matter what. They actually continue having your status on there. So the one thing,
if you turned up, they wouldn't allow you in.
they wouldn't allow you to vote there in person without what they would do is what I have done. So this was okay. So really, couple of elections ago, I was supposed to have a mail-in ballot, but I didn't actually receive it. I don't know if somebody threw it away by accident or something happened. So I went to my polling place and I said to them, I didn't actually receive it. Like they looked and say, oh, yeah. So I got a provisional ballot, which is a different type of ballot. It's almost like a generic ballot. So, and those usually are not counted till later. So there are these methods in which they can actually do control how many times you can vote. So yes, there are ways of actually measuring this.
And I think we kind of have to remember that election day is not the day that the next person is elected into office, because once that day of collecting the votes happens, there's still a scrutinizing process in between to make sure every vote is every vote and make sure everything is correct. And until they have a certain percentage of certainty, they're not going to just declare somebody the winner. They say the presumptive winner of the, you know what I'm saying? There's all that subtle legalese kind of things in there, because they do have to go back and make sure that these were valid. You know what I mean?
What I heard today, there was a term that I've never heard before, and that was the red mirage, in the sense of it's predicted that most people that will vote Republican will do it in person, whereas most people who will vote Democrat will do it either mail-in. So there could be a presumptive result for Trump on an election night, which will then be diminished when the mail-ins start coming in, which means Trump could declare victory on election night because he's in the lead. But people will start filing lawsuits to stop mail-ins being counted. And there was a really big study that I can't remember the name of the group that did it in America. It's one of these people that watch elections. I'll find a group while you talk amongst yourselves. But that was the theory that could possibly happen. This red mirage, where Trump is in the lead on election night because of the propensity for people to go there and vote Republican in person, whereas the mail-ins will come mainly from Democrats.
Yes, so I do see that as kind of a problem, because, well, he's going to declare victory no matter what.
Yep.
As soon as he gets some sort of a lead, if he does, he's going to declare victory as is. The problem is that until the Secretary of State on each of the states certifies the results, they are not counted. So he might have presumptive winning, or Biden might have presumptive winning, but it's not until those secretaries of states writes off, and I will guarantee that Biden already has a legal in each state, a legal team in each state to make sure that each one of those votes is certified, because he already knows that there is going to be voter fraud. And now Trump just said, hey, commit voter fraud in broad daylight in front of the world.
So basically, he's saying heads I win, tails you lose.
Come on. This isn't news. This isn't new information. After the 2016 election, he said flat out that when somebody asked him, well, you sort of said that the election was rigged. I don't care anymore because I won.
Right.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing because I don't have the quote in front of me, but that's what he said. I don't care anymore because I won.
Right. Yeah.
And
But what about Melania's emails?
No, but can you fucking imagine how fucking dangerous it is that he has supporters that are not willing to accept any result that does not conclude in his victory?
And that's the problem. It's become religious now.
It it's very much a cult. He's got cult followers, and no matter what, I mean, you can't even we could what if machine this entire section. This we could say, well, what if Joe Biden in front of a news crew told his voters to vote twice? He would be arrested on the spot for that.
No. But listen. Right?
But we cannot what if machine this, because this is no longer the lesser of two evils in this case. Trump, this is dangerous.
Yeah.
And this has to stop. And the only way that we can stop is to get rid of him. And there's only a few options that we have to get rid of him. One of them is impeachment, which nobody's going to do shit about. And then one of them is electing somebody else.
Have you seen that?
No, but I am going to try to explain by reading just some facts.
Yes.
All right. So it is illegal to vote twice, and while election laws vary by state, it would be amount to Class 1 felony offense in North Carolina.
Yes.
Yes.
That's prison time.
But can we expand on this? This is not just about North Carolina. I mean, this is obviously not just about North Carolina. This is about especially every blue state that we have worked our asses off to get. That he is going for the people here in my county, in Orange County, that got the Republicans that got booted out. He's talking to them. He's talking to Florida, a purple state. He's talking to Texas, which is near a purple state right now. He is talking to them to commit voter fraud because he may not be able to win without voter fraud.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, I get what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
But I do want to continue a bit because I also found this article on CNN Wednesday where Attorney General Bill Barr was asked to explain the president's comments.
Yes.
Do you know what he said?
He denied the actual question. He basically said, I don't know what the laws are in each state.
That's not actually correct. That's not what he said. I'm going to read the quote.
Okay.
It's a lot easier because it's not Donald Trump, so it's actually English. It's actually understandable language. But this is what Bill Barr said. I don't know exactly what he was saying, but it seems to me what he's saying is he's trying to make the point that the ability to monitor the system is not good. And if it was good, if you tried to vote a second time, you would be caught if you voted in person.
So what he's saying is just try to do something illegal.
Give it a go.
Just
Give it a go.
Let's see if the system works. So everybody, I want to make sure that the radar cameras are working properly. So everybody go 130 miles an hour.
It's science.
He's testing.
We need to test our hypothesis and see what the results are.
Everybody drive 150 miles an hour, and we'll see if it's more dangerous or not. That's what
someone turns up to vote in person, and it's like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah. Fucking the John Oliver, we got him button, just a chakunk.
Got him, yes.
Yeah, no, I tried that today. I got pulled over by the police, and they were like, "You were doing 75 kph in a 50 kph." So and I was like, "Yeah, but it was science, dude."
I was testing to make sure you were.
I was just testing that your equipment was working properly.
Just saying, I need to just translate. kph for our American friends is kilometers per hour.
Yeah, that's what we use in the civilized world because it makes sense.
It doesn't, though.
No, it doesn't. It's just random letters.
Oh, look at this American exceptionalism again.
Yeah.
So what's 75 kph?
75 kph is right 40, below 50, so 48 maybe.
46.6. Very good. You were 1.4 off. Not bad.
Uh,
So you were going 46 in a 30, essentially, or in a 35.
Yeah, 30. No, 30.
Eh. I mean,
No,
when
but
your
it was-
numbers are
it
so
was
big, it
science.
sounds like you're going more faster.
It was science.
You're just testing his radar gun.
Yeah, I was just testing.
Yeah.
He didn't buy it though. I don't get it. Like it was just science.
It was perfect. It was Trumpian. Oh my
I'm
god.
recalibrating your radar technology.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for testing it. It works.
Yeah.
And here's your
You'll be on your
certificate.
way, sir. You'll be on your way, sir.
Here's your certificate of a positive test. It'll cost you 80 quid.
Wow.
It was 320 euros actually.
Oh,
$350.
Wow.
yikes.
Dude,
Wow.
I just got done for speeding doing 63 and a 50. £100 and 3 points on my license. Yay, well done on me.
Yeah,
All right.
I've never understood the points in the license thing because I've never lived in a state that had it.
Really?
Yeah, they
that's
don't
why
have
you
an-
have a license, dude.
Well, I never get pulled over. I'm a notoriously slow driver. For obvious
Doesn't
reasons.
surprise me.
For obvious reasons, I will never I don't do the whole even when I had like cars that weren't big hunking slow SUVs, I still never can't.
I get pulled
Like-
over for existing. So
I would
look
fucking
like I
pull
was
over you for existing.
I'll pull you over for having that little tiny car you got.
which car?
The Honda.
Yes.
That little Honda thing.
Which
Like a
Honda?
go-kart. Oh,
Let them
I
know,
don't know.
Mikey.
All
Which Honda
of
you
them.
talking about?
All of them. You own Hondas. You own more than one. You deserve to get pulled over.
I drive a Mitsubishi, so I don't really have a lot of room to talk, so
Mm.
One was an Acura, and the other one was a Honda Prelude. That thing's a boat.
it was like
Probably handled up too.
That thing is
We're gonna-
long, bro. It's real long, y'all. It was
Pause.
real long.
big pause.
That's not
what?
not what she said. But okay.
Yikes. Our
You a damn
next
lie.
our
You
our
a damn lie.
Our next story that brings forth positivity and just a general love for the earth. Schartan, Germany, and the children therein.
Yes, fantastic. Let's do this. Let's bring everybody into the fold of what is beautiful around in the world. Share screen. There you go. Share. And there, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Germany children death. Bodies of 5 found in flat in Solingen. Solingen?
It's
The
written in
bodies of 5
European.
children
I
has
can't
been-
read it.
German word.
The bodies of 5 children has been found in a private apartment in a large block flat in the western German city of Solingen. Police say. Police say that. Sorry, that was really disrespectful.
Yikes.
Police say that the suspect, the 27-year-old mother, of killing the children before attempting to take her own life at the train station near Dusseldorf. Then I'm going to change. I'm going to go off screen sharing and I'm going to read the rest because I got a different screen and it's a lot bigger. So basically what happened is that this young mother of only 27 has responded to a call about at 11:45 at GMT. Police said that they arrived at the apartment building in Solingen in the North Rhine to discover the bodies of 5 children, 3 girls and 2 boys, aged from 1 to 8. A 6-year-old, reportedly an 11-year-old, was said to have survived. There are very little information about this, but apparently what happened is that she had some sort of a meltdown and decided to just go fucking nuts. and when you read like the articles about this, it's like she had 5 kids, and she was like well liked in the community, and and being the father of 3, I'm trying to figure out like how, like there has to be some sort of mental illness here.
Yeah.
There has to be some kind of psychosis, and now it's the point that I'm bringing this up. The point that I want us to talk about is what can we do as individuals to prevent mental illness going this far? Because I feel like there's a bit of a silence culture. Again, like you don't want to be the guy who's alarmist and telling on your neighbor when you feel like something is off or something is wrong. How can we help our fellow man just getting about this? And this is not a European thing or an American thing. This is a human thing, and I really want you to respond to me here.
Yeah.
One technique that I've heard of that I know works is ask how someone is, and then when they respond, ask again.
Yeah.
Because when someone says, "Oh yeah, I'm all right," "Are you all right, mate?" As soon as you that second, "Are you all right, mate?" A friend who's going through it at the minute, and he's a very macho, like doesn't want to show emotion kind of guy. I've never seen him cry, and all the years that I've known him, never seen him cry. And when I asked him, "Are you all right?" he went, "No, I'm not." When I asked him that second time, because the first time is where he wants to put up that little front and just project to the world, "This is how I am." When you ask him that second time, he knows he's been found out.
Right.
And this is what we do. Just to ask him that second time. I'm telling you, the technique works.
And I wouldn't say that work out every time, but I can speak from experience. And Wayne's done this to me a number of times, especially a couple of years ago. I was going through a rough patch, and a lot of times that we were talking together, like he did that. "You're right, man." I was like, yeah, I'm fine. We were sitting around having a laugh, having a couple of drinks over a call, and then went a couple of minutes and like, "You're right, mate." And yeah, and the curtain falls.
Yeah.
The curtain falls after a minute. So yeah, good tip from Wayne there. And I know from experience that works.
Because that second one, at least
feel
for
like
go ahead, Cortez. Sorry.
I feel like in the society that we have as a world society right now, things are really hard on people, and especially when it comes to mental illness, you don't want to show your weakness. And I don't know about the rest of the world, but I know as far as being a man and a father in America, we're supposed to be looked at as these strong macho guys that can do anything and overcome anything, and we never haven't really been trained to show emotion. I know the same goes for women too. They have a tremendous amount of stress that they go through every day. And my mother was a single mother with 5 kids, and I saw how she behaved in public versus how she behaved behind closed doors, and the breakdowns that would happen because things just simply weren't going her way. And no matter how hard she tried, sometimes they still wouldn't go her way. But in public, you would think that she was, the brightest, cheeriest lady that ever existed. And I can say we have to do a better job of being our third and our neighbor's keeper in the world. And I think that we've gotten away from that as a species. That we've gotten away from taking care of each other, and I'm not going to blame it on anything by itself, but I'm saying that there's a lot of factors that go into people being more selfish in this last generation, and it really sucks. It really sucks. I feel like if I didn't have you guys to talk to me about some of the things that I go through. If I didn't have, if I didn't have Mike so close to me, there's times when you guys might not have heard from me for 6 or 7 months because I was just gonna leave, and that's just it's a horrible thing to think about. That strength itself is better off with people. And there's an old saying in I believe it was AA and NA, where they said it at every meeting, and that was people need people, and that's the truth. People need people, like whether we want to realize it or not. And I don't even like people all that much, but even I need people.
People don't like you, man, so it's fine.
Oh,
First of all, people love me. I just don't like them.
Wayne, you had something to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's kind of like if you hear this phrase anywhere else, I've just made it up. It's the Instagramification of our lives, in the sense of, yeah, look how great our life is. Yeah, look at me. I'm going to share this and post it everywhere. And in reality, we're sitting in the corner eating ice cream, crying. But we want to project this image that our life is so perfect and so good that we can't admit that the wheels are falling off. We can't admit that we need a little bit of help, because we're doing this constant projection, and that constant projection is not healthy. And as we've all discussed here, just leaning on each other in our transcontinental lives, we've all opened up to each other about stuff that we probably wouldn't open up to other people, because I think in this little arena, there's more honesty than we would have with a lot of people in our actual lives, because we have this, we've built up this persona, and we don't want to let that mask slip. Whereas here, it's always been genuine, it's always been honest. And I feel that with regards to the story at hand, it goes to show that when someone's, it's like the analogy of the swan, this graceful swan just swimming along, but you don't see the feet going like this under the water.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel that you need to share your struggles, because if you share your struggles and you drop the ego, you drop the pride, then people will help, people will look after you. People you don't expect will come out to support you and to have you metaphorically cry. You can cry on their shoulder.
Yeah.
But I feel we're just too wrapped up in ego, too wrapped up in bravado, too wrapped up in our presentation. We don't want to seem weak, and
Yeah.
that is especially true for women, in the sense of there's so much pressure heaped upon women. And Brenna, I'm sure you can talk to this more than I can. There's so much pressure heaped on women to be, you've got to be made up, you've got to look this way, you've got to behave this way because of societal norms. And until we just go, hang on a minute, we're all just fucking human trying to figure this shit out. Let's just have a word with ourselves. Until we get to that stage where everyone is accepting of that, we're going to have instances like this, because people are fragile, and society is making us more brittle. And until we can just actually just go, oh, well, fuck it, everyone just crack on, be excellent to each other. Until we get to that stage, we're going to have instances like this. We're going to have problems where people don't want to share their emotions. And from the male side of things, you want to have a little cry? Have a fucking cry. If someone's judging you because you're crying, they're the cunt. All right? If you're upset, cry as a bloke.
All right. We need to get Brenna done. I really need to hear it from you, dude. Mikey, you need to fucking say something. Just
I'm letting everyone else go. I have a tendency to take over chat, so I'm getting better at that.
No, really?
Shut up, cunt.
Never would have known.
And again,
Yes.
I've been on the
Mind your
internet.
opinion.
I've been on the internet for the sake of the pod for the last like umpteen hours. So I'm gonna let you guys get your shit off. But Brenna?
Yeah. I actually very much am in the middle of mental illness in my family right now. Like I am experiencing it as we speak. On my mother's side, her father was schizophrenic, which led to alcoholism and abuse. Which trickled to his, within his 8 children. There has been a lot of mental illness there, bipolar, ADD, schizophrenia, alcoholism and drug use, which then has now trickled down to that next generation, the third generation, much like my own brother, who has who ended up in the hospital from quitting drinking. He was drinking heavily, and he quit drinking, and it caused seizure to the point where he was in the hospital. And I've seen alcoholism in the family for a long time now. And then onto my brother, to the point where just last week I went to his house and I said, you need to get help, because I have seen it. I have seen what not taking care of yourself happens, and nobody should live through that. Nobody else should be seeing what happens when you do not get help. And it's something that it's hard to talk about. I know, because I've been around it. I've been around, all these problems dealing with, from bipolar, manic depressive, ADHD, alcohol and drug use. I've seen it, and I had to get it, and I had to tell my brother, like, it's not worth it to deny it anymore. And the good news is that he's talking more openly about it, and that's kind of those, we got to show the people that we care about them, to the point where we're okay with saying, you need to fix this. And we cannot just tiptoe around everything. Like, it's not about like, oh, we love you and we want you to get better. It's like, you're killing yourself, and we don't want that. And I want to show love. I want to show comfort, and whatever the best way I can do that. If I have to just point you in the direction of somebody that can help, that's fine. If I have to be the one that says, I'm going to come over and we're going to have dinner and I'm going to play video games and we're going to watch movies, and if you need somebody to be there for you, I will be there for you.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to watch somebody that close to you fall through the cracks like that, and just sort of, and it's not fun to ignore such an important and such a devastating disease, when there's an underlying condition there that needs to be dealt with, which then the alcoholism will be dealt with, the anxiety will be dealt with, all those things will start to work. And it's what he asked of us is to just show him that we care, talk to him. And so, Wayne is correct. Jartan is correct. It's all about just getting to know that you are there for those people as much as you possibly can. And it's I'm showing my emotion right now. This is personal.
Yeah.
Really, really personal. to me to watch somebody going through this, and it's not just one person, it's a lot of people that I'm watching go through this, and it's devastating to the point where I myself had to just like I had to block myself from it because it was not helping me, and I cannot be dragged down. And if I'm better, if I'm doing okay, which I am doing much better, that means I can be there for those others that need that extra. I can show my strength to them.
I agree. Well said,
Thank
Brenda.
you. Thank
Well
you for listening to my TED Talk.
No,
So-
but, we need to hear that. We need to hear that.
Yeah. And I think that's something that's really good. It's like I myself cannot talk about this to everybody.
Right.
It's not I've been dealing with an alcoholic in my family, for my close family, for a long time. And to the point where like I was crushing myself. I was making it worse for myself. And I couldn't be down. I don't want to end up like that. And the only way that I can not end up like that is to realize that's not what I want, and where my problems are, those are where I need to fix. Or that's what I need to do. Or I need to block the horrible stuff. To be perfectly honest with you guys, the entire last month of August, I was busy working pretty much every single day. I was doing something. That was what was saving me.
Right. Right.
Because I was able to continue. I was able to work. I had goals. I had places to be. I had people who relied on me, and that was what I needed to do.
You had a distraction.
I had a distraction. I had a motivation, and I did that. Sorry.
It weighs really heavily on me because of what a person has to go through every day and still deal with being a parent and not have anything to really outlet from it. And COVID, a lot of people can relate to this because COVID has taken us out of our normal routines, and vacations are gone, events are gone, and all the things that we do to distract ourselves from our responsibilities are gone. And then you only have your space and your problems to deal with. And I feel like a lot of people's mental health is showing through all of this that's been going on. And you don't really realize the amount of issues that you might have that are latent that you don't have time to pay attention to until situations like this arise. And it really is, it's such a sad thing to see so many people in pain. And it's such a sad thing to be one of those people in pain. And anyone that's watching or listening, if you guys, I know that some of my friends come in here and watch because I do share the show every week. If any of you guys ever need someone to speak to or to text, like, you guys message me on a messenger, comment on the videos. If I'm playing video games, don't feel free to pop in and message me. I can feel those feelings, and I try to block them out as well. And I'm blessed with friends from across the globe that I can reach out to, and they'll drop what they're doing or let me know, hey, I might not be able to drop it right now, but I'm going to hit you up as soon as I get a chance to. So hang on. You can hang on. Just hang on if you need me right now. And I never want to see people go that route because there is no coming back. And from someone that has seen some of the darkest days that anyone can ever see, I'm telling you, it might not be sunshine and rainbows, but the rain is going to stop. Eventually, the rain will stop. If I got to be your raincoat, if I got to be your poncho, if I got to be your umbrella, let me know, because I have umbrellas, I have raincoats, I have ponchos of people that will block that rain out and turn the light on for me when I can't see the light. So I'm letting you guys know, just like it. I'm trying not to be emotional with this, but it does
No,
it
no,
does
no,
get
no, no.
Nothing
That's
wrong
better.
with
And
being
that's not
emotional.
something.
That's
That's
what we're
not.
talking
No,
about.
give me a second. Give me a second, all right? Because there's this one thing, and it started off as a prayer. It's been used in many versions, and I'm gonna leave the God part out of it because I don't believe in it. But the words are true, and the words are meaningful. Give me the grace to accept with serenity the things that cannot be changed, courage to change the things which should be changed, and wisdom to distinguish the one from the other. These are important words. And even when we leave the God part out of it, it is important for us to accept what cannot be changed, to change what can be changed, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two. And this went a lot deeper than I intended it to. But I want to thank Brenna for your courage, for your story, for sharing it with us, and for everybody watching. Know that we love you, we cherish you. You are
Love you,
beautiful.
Brenna.
And love you, Brenna.
I'm very fond of you.
Ish,
not on your hall pass. I understand.
Trying to get me killed? He's trying to get me murdered tonight?
And for Cortez, what you said, like there's still a spot on that rocket to the moon for you if you need it.
Should we change tack and talk about something a little bit more jovial?
No, I didn't go yet.
Can we please move on now?
I didn't.
Because
I didn't go yet. I didn't go yet.
Yeah.
No,
All I
fuck. Yeah,
fuck Mike.
no.
Hey.
Fucking
No,
Mike,
no,
you
All
need
I
to-
want to say is that we definitely need Clara on and to help us with a little bit of self-care, because I think
Yes.
that's one of those things that we
Only
are
somebody
all
said that a month
sort of
ago.
in desperate need, right? Desperate need
Yeah.
of just being able to go, all right, I'm going to work on this, and then I can help with this. Like it's we gotta self-care before we can
I'll reach out to
selfless
her right
care.
now and see what we can.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can get her midstream. Who knows? But
Okay. Mikey.
I've been quiet for a reason. I don't want to step on anybody else's stories, but our next topic actually was to be a tribute for Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
And 2 nights ago, I lost it. I was doing fine, but it was too much because I think I was up in my fiance's office and I was just talking with her, and I just started slowly but surely, just piece by piece, just falling apart. And I was just, and then at the end of it, I was just like, I'm so fucking stressed out. Like I'm overstressed. Like there's all this shit going around. I'm worried about everything. Everything is bad right now. There's not a lot of good going on. But Wakanda Forever was always a joke. But it was always like that. It was always our shit. And we could always, no matter what you fucking try to put on me, Wakanda Forever. And then Chadwick suffers from fucking colon cancer for 4 years without fucking saying a word. Not a peep. He just sat there and he suffered and he hurt and he recorded some of the best films that we're going to watch for a long time. And he did that for us. That these projects needed to happen for us. We needed to see them. And I know T'Challa is an imaginary character, but and I spoke about this on someone else's show. I wasn't really old enough to really understand the impact of Christopher Reeves getting hurt and getting sick and passing away. but that damaged a lot of people in ways that they weren't ready for, because that's Superman. That's not Christopher Reeves. That's Superman. That is the symbol of all that is good and just and strong and powerful and all of it. Like, when you lose that, it changes things. So my Superman died, and I'm in this super stressful situation, and that's, I think, what was the domino that tipped it all over. And I probably cried for a good half an hour, but I needed to. I needed to get it out. I have to expose my soft underbelly and be weak to the person that I care most about. And she didn't try to console me, really, because she understands, like, when I get in that space, I need someone to hear this. I have to emote this. And that's why I love music so much, because that's a lot of what it is. Well, some of the better stuff. But
Well,
Yeah.
but through fiction, I learned what I wanted to pass down to my kids. I learned what I wanted to do for my partner, for my spouse. I learned all of the, without a super strong male figure, you latch on to these fictional characters, and they're
They
super.
become talisman. They become talisman. They become ideals, and they
Yeah.
become something that you want to be. And then when that goes, then it gut
It-
wrenches you.
Your legs are just taken completely off from under you, and now you're in a free fall. And what do you do? So I'm glad we're having this moment, because I think we've done a lot of shows where we just kind of laugh and joke, and we've done a lot of shows where they're like super serious and super stuff, but we don't really ever get a chance to just be us. And then it's painful, but it's cathartic, and it's helpful, because it's not like it's the five of us talking to each other, but there's also people watching, and people might watch later, or this might get shared to just the right person at just the right time where they needed to hear this today. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I am forever grateful that I decided to start a podcast with the 4 best people I can find on this planet. So, Wakanda forever.
Thanks, Mike. So I'm blessed to be able to share these moments with you. And I remember when the movie came out, and ironically, and this is very sad, but ironically, me and you were sitting on my couch watching the documentary of Kobe Bryant talking to Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
And the trailer for the movie came out during that interview. And everyone knows that Kobe is not the inspiration for my number 24. I've been wearing that number since I was a little kid, but Kobe was one of the people that I looked up to when it comes to overcoming what people said you couldn't do. And
also, he's
then
taller than
Chadwick,
me.
well, a lot taller than me. Chadwick was also in
Taller
Jackie
than you.
Robinson's movie as Jackie Robinson, and I grew up idolizing, if that's the right word to use, Jackie Robinson, because I wanted to be a baseball player for most of my life. Even when I was playing other sports, baseball has always been my true love of sport. And I knew that with the situation that I was in, that Jackie Robinson was the person I needed to look to. And once Chadwick played Jackie Robinson, I never wanted to watch another Jackie Robinson biopic, because he
Right.
did it accurately. He did it so well. When Black Panther was introduced, now, me being a huge nerd, as we've already pointed out, I was already familiar with Black Panther, and whether it's Blade, Black Panther, Black Lightning, Spawn, I can keep going with this. Storm, who is married to Black Panther, and they have a child. But when Black Panther was actually introduced, I had been waiting for this for
Yeah.
so long because me drawing comics my whole life, I always wanted to create black superheroes because there were no representation of these popular, strong, capable black superheroes. And when they started doing the mutants and X-Men, and they started to introduce the other characters after the first 2 seasons, I really started to latch on and say this is why I want to be a part of Marvel fanboys, because they're not shying away from everything that we actually experience. It's not just some far off planet where everyone's super strong and there's no discord except for the vile and the evil. They showed real life problems. They introduced characters like Black Panther and Storm. They introduced Wakanda in the show, and
Yeah.
everything that goes on there, and that other people. So the roles were reversed. So when the movie came out and he portrayed the character the way he portrayed the character so accurately to the source material, it it gave it gave. And I'm going to say it this way, not to diminish anyone, but I'm going to say it this way because there's an inner child in all of us. It gave little black boys and little black girls something. And I say this because we have been displaced all over this world. Gave us something to latch on to and say that is distinctly what we feel as if we should be represented as.
But
And
the thing
they
is,
didn't.
sorry to cut you off, Cortez. The thing that you touch on there is there was a very clandestine reason for the X-Men to exist in the first place. The X-Men were
Yes.
a metaphor for civil rights back in the 60s when they came
Yes.
out. You look at the stories, you look at even the 90s cartoon, the people with placards, oh no to mutants, we got to get rid of mutants. It was a metaphor. It was a metaphor for civil rights. And it
Stan
was done
Lee said it himself.
exactly that. Exactly that.
He said
And
it himself. He did it for that purpose.
yeah,
Um,
if you
for,
if you
for
know
me,
when the Black Panther was introduced in the 70s, it was purely
1966.
sorry 1960. It was purely because the Black Panthers had appeared, and this was a direct representation of the
well,
Black Panther.
the Black Panther character, it was modeled from the very ideals that the Black Panthers held close.
Yeah.
If anyone's listening, do research. Not what they tried to teach you in school, not what you've heard from friends. Do research on what the Black Panthers actually did. And you're gonna be like, man, those people, they were really about building up us as people and building our communities. And when I get to see
Sorry.
the,
Are you talking about the Black Panthers or the Black Panther from the Marvel Comics now?
both,
Okay.
both, when you get to see the on screen a representation of what would be possible if people got together and built themselves and worked together. From the very beginning of the movie, you see all of these tribes that are royal tribes come together to support a central figure. And only one of them wanted to challenge, but he didn't challenge out of hate or vitriol. He challenged to prove that this person was worthy. And then he backed him up later on in the movie. And it's Chadwick as a person, his social media posts, his appearances in public, and the way he lived his life while in that much pain that he did not show us, from representing style, from being relentless in showing that the norms that people have become accustomed to, from the suits and the outfits that he was wearing, it conveyed royalty, strength, power, and even pride in just being who you are and where you came from. And we didn't have that, man. We always had someone who would dabble in it, but not go all the way. And Chadwick went all the way, and he didn't come back from going all the way. And up until his last day, he was going all the way. Up until his final post, he was going all the way. And it gave me strength to continue going all the way, because sometimes I falter. because I wanted to fit in sometimes instead of just being me. So it sucks, and I am hurt, and I'm probably gonna be hurt for a while.
let's
one thing. One thing that I just want to say in this is that a lot of people are going to make the argument that there were a lot of black superheroes before Black Panther, right? You had Blade, you had
Blade was
you
a
had
monster.
you had Blue Marvel, you had Cloak, you had Doorman, you had Falcon.
Cloak was after Black Panther.
Cloak was 1982, mate.
Yeah,
That's after, much after.
1982. Yeah. But you
1966, as you said.
Yeah, but you also had Gabe Jones back in 1963.
Black Lightning, Static Shock.
After you
Luke
had
Cage. John Steele.
John
Yeah.
Stewart.
Yeah,
but that's beside the point. That's beside the point.
Let me just jump on that. Look what happens when something changes, like when they changed Peter Parker to your man. What's his name?
Miles Morales.
Miles Morales. Yeah, everyone lost their crap when you changed Thor to a female. Anything that's not the archetype superhero gets changed. Even in the Mask comics, Matt Tracker is now a black kid, whereas in the 80s comic or the 80s series, he was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy. But
Wally West is the same way.
And there's just nothing but outrage. Oh, this is changing. This is changing. This is disgraceful. And that just highlights the, I don't know what's the word. It's like the raciarchy or whatever. It's not a patriarchy. It's not a matriarchy. It's everything has to be this.
All right, but what I'm trying to get at is like when Black Panther came out, was it 2016, 18? Was it 18?
16.
16, yeah.
2018.
Oh no, it was 2018. Sorry, my bad.
2018. Yeah, when it
He's
came out.
talking about he's talking about the Avengers when he showed up in Avengers in 2016.
No. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
People were like, yeah, finally a black superhero. And then everybody started chiming in saying, like, what about Blade? What about this? What about that? What we forget is that Black Panther was the first one about black pride, about being from Africa, being about that. Like, yes.
With an accent.
Yes, we had.
Which is huge.
Yeah, they did Captain America back in 2003, with Captain America with his alter ego as Isaiah Bradley. I think it was in the Red and Black album. Yeah, I think it is. You also had the Captain Marvel.
Well, Halle Berry Storm didn't even have an accent.
Yeah.
When she should have.
Mm-hmm.
Where Monica Rambeau was black in one comic book. And you can't really use that because all of a sudden it was mainstream. It was in the Avengers series. It was when Marvel Cinematic Universe was at its peak, and all of a sudden you have this strong African male with an accent making an entrance into the world,
Captain America,
and just wrecking it. It was fantastic. So
So let's talk a little bit about the Marvel Cinematic Universe in this. And if you put the box office, if you put them in the highest grossing Marvel Cinematic Universe movies by box office gross, you have, Avengers Endgame, and then you have Infinity War, and then you have the first Avengers, you have Age of Ultron. The first non-Avengers is Black Panther. That's one of the highest grossing Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. If you take out all the ensemble ones, you get Black Panther. There's a reason. There's a reason, because
there is-
representation matters.
There was
Yes.
there was another
Yes, it
reason
does.
that I
Is
learned.
that
Yeah.
no, give me a second. So Endgame. of
Shartan,
course,
Shartan,
is all
Shartan,
the-
Shartan. He was already going. Let Wayne go.
Yeah.
Let go. Wayne go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The reason there was, I did a survey for a young filmmaker. She's in graduate school right now, and the reason that it was so high grossing was because they paid the least money to the actors, so the outlay was so small. So when they say highest grossing, it's because they didn't pay anywhere near what they would pay for Robert Downey Jr. and all the other ensemble cast. So there's a little disparity within that kind of those going on highest grossing. The disparity comes from the outlay was less than it was for Avengers.
Yeah, but okay, but here, this is funny because if you go to domestic gross, right, total domestic gross income, you have, of course, Endgame because it was the last movie, unbeatable, right?
Everybody was in it.
Yeah. It
Everybody
was an
was in
ensemble. It was an ensemble movie.
Yes, and of course, Infinity War. But in the United States, who is on second place on
Iron Man.
domestic gross income?
Iron Man.
It's Black
Nope.
Panther.
Black Panther.
It's Black Panther.
I thought it was first
On
place.
worldwide.
I missed
No,
something.
Well, that's also a reason for this.
So no,
Black
but just give me a
people in the
second.
country,
No, just give me a second.
especially
Just give me a second. Just give me a second.
Cortez.
So the total domestic gross of Black Panther was 700 million and change, right? And the total gross income of Endgame was 854 and change. But it beat Infinity Wars with over $22 million in gross. In worldwide, it's in 5th place, but in America, it's number 2. And it's beating number 6 by over 100 million, which is Iron Man 3. Sorry, you can go like Cortez.
So let me do this. Hold on, Cortez. In a rare,
I only got one
go ahead.
sentence.
Go ahead.
Black people haven't been really big on the Marvel movies before Black Panther, and a lot of Black people went and saw the movie just because it was a movie that was about Black people in another country from where they came from, and that was huge because I saw people on my timeline that don't even care about superheroes or anything, that would never have seen the movie otherwise.
I know that children were bought tickets to go see with teachers and groups, that these children were taken to see this movie specifically to show Africans being the superhero, being the hero, being the lead. Especially because if you look, I mean, from my perspective, seeing the women in that movie having the general of the army being a bald woman, that's big. Yeah. And seeing the head of the science division being a woman, that's huge. And then you see it that they are.
Yeah, but thank God it's fiction.
These Black women being.
Shut your goddamn mouth, Viking.
These positions was even bigger. So it really is. If you put these representations on the screen up there, and you can see the cultural impact of it. And yes, sorry.
So I want us all to raise a glass to Chadwick, and then we're gonna take our first ever intermission because I need 5.
No
I need 5.
problem.
So
To Chadwick.
I'm about to say good night to everyone else but when we take an intermission, I won't be back.
all right.
You all.
All right.
Short and sweet. Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Oh no! You can't do this without me because I'm bringing up.
What the
good
fuck?
scripts.
I fucking put it in the fucking thing. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Mikey, before you go to your intermission, before you go, one thing we've done, we've fallen into a very, very, very well-established trap. And we've used the term African. So we're using this entire continent as one thing. You tell me Egypt is the same as Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is the same as Somalia. Somalia is the same as South Africa. Bullshit. Let's stop doing that. Let's be encompassing of all these different
Wayne,
entities.
I understand that completely, Wayne, but you know we're talking about fucking Wakanda, which is fictional. Wind your fucking neck in. Like, what are you talking?
I went on holiday there last year, you prick.
Yeah,
We are going. We are taking 5. We're having a toast. Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
My mic is vibranium.
We'll see all you goddamn bastards in 5. This has been the Ben Podcast.
We're not signing off. We'll be right back.
From Mikey, from Wayne.
I'm muting you.
Yeah, we'll be back. But I need this for the fucking save.
Come on, get it down, yeah. Oh, we've actually got a poll. I didn't know we had a pause title.
Mike is a professional.
Yeah, professional.
Alright. I need all of the audio files to be less than 150 150 megabytes, right? So that's why I need the recording to stop now.
Okay. What audio platform are we putting this out on?
For the love of fucking God, shut up and go take 5 and come back. Is it still recording? It's just an intermission. We'll be right back.
So a question. Fuck you, pencil dick. Jesus. So Jartan, that Mikey, he's a cunt.
I'm trying to timestamp this. Come on, give me a second, dude. 98 minutes in.
That is an emotional one.
Yep. Message, Brennan.
Should we do a Jackbox game?
Not in our after show yet, mate.
Jesus, we still got more. Oh yeah, we're on the Dead of Rule Battalion one. That's quite a poignant one. Right, hang on.
There you go. So, not this shit. Do you fuck off? This is the post music of the bin podcast. I'm singing for you. Da, 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 da. It's the bin podcast and I'm singing for you. We're on post. Da, 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 da. I was doing my post music. This is the bin podcast. Da, 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 da.
Well, I didn't say anything too controversial, but Mike is a cunt.
Shut up. Brenna, check your Facebook chat for me, please.
We'll give.
It's a dick pic. It's a dick pic.
No,
You get
I
one-
only do that with Snapchat, so I know every time.
Oh, whoa!
Whoa!
Fans can't see that.
Ba-ba-da-ba-dum.
If you go to patreon.com, where you can get patreon.com, everybody, or
Or Brenna Duncan on OnlyFans.com. Jesus.
I'm trying to pull us out of the intermission. Trying to behave.
Wow.
Jeebus
I'm back.
creepus. So I think what we should do is have
going to lay
a
down.
$20.
how can she be the sober one?
So what we'll do is we'll have a $20 tier on Patreon where you get to be backstage, so you can see the meeting, but you can't interact with us. So they'll see all of this.
I'm saying that. Brenna, is your fan on?
This
Who's
is
got a fan on?
vibrating sound.
Someone's got a fan on.
No, that's my
It's
me
me,
breathing, dude.
I am dancing, so
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, I stopped breathing for a second. Dude, did that just happen? Or,
No.
Have I had too much to drink?
I don't know what you're talking about because we are
No,
back
man, you're
live.
good.
We're back live. Thank you everybody for
What?
Smash
For,
me, swoosh, man.
Yay.
Swoosh, 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 swam. Thank you guys for understanding. I needed a minute. I think everybody, it does us all a bit of good for 5 minutes break after heavy things. So let's get, now that we know that we have a support structure, now that we have addressed the problems that we want to address, let's get back to the shit. Love you guys. Thank you guys for watching today. I didn't really want to
And-
get into all that, but because I knew where it would go, but here we are. Next up
so here's
is...
the deal. For everybody seeing this later, there's going to be on Spotify and everything. There's going to be a part 1 and part 2. This is part 2 of the Ben podcast.
Why would you make
Episode-
part 2?
Follow the white rabbit.
Episode 32, Follow the White Rabbit part 2, because I can only upload 115 megabytes to Acast. All right, that's the limit.
Well, sausage making territory. Shut up.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm paying for it.
I'll sort out who we're gonna go through because I know that there's lots of people put out 4 and 5 hour podcasts and they don't have any fucking problems. So if I need to fucking get on some CEO's dick and scream in his face about how he's fucking wrong about what he's doing on his platform, just send me the email and I'll be all over it. But we're gonna put out our entire show, or we won't go to Spotify. Spotify's done a lot of nasty shit. Spotify's done a lot of nasty shit to a
Joe
lot
Button
of
leave.
yeah. He's done a lot of nasty shit to a lot of fucking proper content makers. So Spotify can eat ass. If y'all want to carry us, you can, but we're not changing our fucking format for you, bitch. You don't fucking pay us nothing.
I
How about-
still
how
got
about-
that rocket. You know that rocket that I'm building, like
So-
this room?
No, I'm gonna.
No.
We're gonna
No.
tangent
No.
time. I'm calling tangent. So
Okay.
I sent to the
How
group
about
chat.
we go to Castbox? Because Castbox carry all sorts of stuff and put loads of adverts on it.
No, we don't need adverts. We don't need adverts. We got the thing is when you get
No,
adverts.
on their shows. They
thing-
just put them on the screen on the phone. It's fine.
I hear what you're saying, but the thing is, as soon as you appeal yourselves to advertisers, you have to change your message to not piss off any of those advertisers. That's
Like,
not
don't
what.
talk about rockets.
They have Joe Rogan on there.
Yeah,
He
Joe Rogan.
doesn't piss anybody off. He doesn't
Joe-
piss anybody off. He's just sitting there agreeing with everybody who fucking agrees to go on his podcast. So, no, I don't want to talk
No.
about Joe Rogan because
Joe-
that pisses me off. Sorry.
Joe-
I'm
Joe-
gonna
Joe
shut up now.
Rogan-
I'm
Joe-
going to mute my.
Joe Rogan is not a beacon of intelligence and enlightenment that we should strive to be. We are 5 normal ass people. Well, 4 in Brenna, because Brenna's better than us. God damn it. And we're gonna put out our show the way that we fucking want to do it. So if we get on Spotify or a mid-roll comes up to us and they want to offer us money, but they say, well, we're gonna give you guys $2,000 a month, but you can't talk about this. Are we taking that? Absolutely not. I'd rather us have 7 patrons who actually give a shit about us and actually want us to put out the message that we want to put out than ever take triple that from somebody who's going to try and censor our speech and tell us what we can and cannot talk about. We're going to do our show.
Okay,
Michael,
so
we're-
if you want to save us from this kind of shit
From
going
Wayne's
on,
ideas.
go to Patreon. Go to patreon.com/thebinpodcast. Become one of our patrons, and then we don't have to have these weird conversations.
That's right,
We're-
Mikey. Blame the grip.
While
Blame the grip.
Jartan is obviously a few deep.
But that's the thing though. We want to have our show. We want to have the show that we like. I will never give over the keys to the Ferrari to some fucking asshole who tells us we can't talk about X, Y, or Z. That will
Wait, you
never
have a
happen.
Ferrari?
With us.
It's Sparta!
Yeah, they will never. We are a fucking Ferrari. We are a fucking Ferrari. We're gassing up right now, and when this shit blows up, I hope everybody's ready. But I'm just saying, when that talk happens, the answer is no, unless we get rights to all of our shit. We own all of our shit, and you are just lucky enough to be a fucking DSP that is able to broadcast our shit. We hold the fucking property here. I will not fucking negotiate with people over things. We're the product. If you want us, you pay for it. Period. And we're not changing the format for fucking Spotify. Fuck you, Spotify. I've been a
Alright.
member since fucking 2011. So fuck you.
There's a platform we're not going to be on.
We're already on there, but they're not going to control
No,
our
we're
shit.
not.
Yes, we are. I sent you the link.
Get my phone.
Guys, I love you. I'll see you guys later.
All right,
Bye,
Taz.
Rodell.
Good luck, move,
I got
man.
things to do.
See you later.
Mike,
when we
hit
have
me
to...
up after the show, okay?
Yeah, I'll see you when I gotta lift heavy ass couches and shit. God damn it.
I don't know if I want to do the couches tonight, but I'm thinking I might do some other stuff tonight. So
Well, there's that.
if you want to do some of that, hit me up.
Yeah, it'll be a few hours. I gotta sober up.
Cortez, I would help, but I'm all really tiny and short, and I can't lift.
Oh,
I know,
yeah.
man. I mean, you're practically a dwarf.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm like Gimli. I'm like a English Gimli.
As opposed to a Scottish Gimli.
Wait,
Yeah.
is it? Yeah, I was
You
gonna
have
say, is
to
it
toss
in the
me.
UK anyway?
Huh?
You already live in the Shire.
Not
well,
the
actually,
beard.
I live in East Saxony.
It's the same thing to us. We don't know the difference.
Whatever that
Um,
means.
So, Shartan, you had another topic, and we'll probably
Ethics.
this will
Wait,
be our last one. Outrage culture versus right wing extremism in the UK or in Europe, not the UK. Sorry, Shartan, you had an article to pull up. You have.
We're
still
not
muted.
doing the Rule Britannia. Yeah, we're not doing the Rule Britannia.
It's a throwaway thing, so if you don't really
Okay. All right. So we're going into this is an article from November 13th, 2019. So it's an article, an old article, It's an old article, but I still think that it's relevant today. So I just want to share that with you. I'm going to share a screen for a minute, read a couple of excerpts from it, and then we're going to talk about it, as we always fucking do.
I don't wanna.
Is that Rod Blagojevich right there?
Oh, God.
See that magnificent picture. European right-wing nationalism, a country-by-country guide. Nationalism has always been a feature across Europe's political spectrum, but there has been a recent boom in voters' support for right-wing and populist parties. It's visible from Germany, where the AfD has become the biggest opposition party in the Bundestag, to Spain, where the VOX has become the third largest force in parliament. In part, voters are frustrated with the political establishment, but they also have concerns about globalism, immigration, delusion of national identity, and the European Union. In the European Parliament, 9 far-right parties have formed a new bloc called Identity and Democracy. Apostrophe ID. Apostrophe N. So where in Europe's political landscape do right-wing nationalists hold sway? And if you look at the map here, you can see that it's fucked up. Stop share.
Oh, come on, Sweden. Get your shit together. I'm trying to move to Sweden,
hi.
dude.
Hi.
I'm trying. Oh,
All
no.
right, Rick. What? No? What?
You're all right for
No,
now.
no. You're just over there because you're not a part of the European Union anymore. You're excluded from the good part.
Technically, we still are until December 31st at midnight. We're still in the gang. Come on, son.
And
Yeah,
nobody
come on,
fucking
Rick,
cares.
right?
Didn't you vote on this shit years ago? Like,
Yeah, 2016.
wow, you can't even leave. Like,
Yep.
just go.
Just
I mean,
fucking go
We're
already.
not that
Just
geezer.
go.
We're not that really drunk bloke that you're trying to get out the door that won't leave. And another thing,
Dude. Frank.
D'Artagnan, stop talking about him. He's right here.
Frank, you're fucking wasted, Frank. You gotta let it go, Frank.
It's just go already.
Yeah.
Let it be, Frank. Let it be.
I told you. No. Listen to me. Listen. I told you about him. Let me talk to
Frank.
you about him. Right, no. I'm all right.
Frank.
I'm fine. No.
Frank, the bar's
Taxi
closing,
away.
Frank.
Tell the taxi to wait. Tell the taxi to wait. I'll be fine. Right.
He's
so,
been waiting 20 minutes,
and-
Frank.
Another thing.
No.
Another thing.
Frank, we can't do this anymore. We
oh.
can't do this anymore.
I love you, bro. I
Just,
fucking love you.
you know what?
I love you too, Frank, but Jesus,
I'll
Frank.
take you home. I'll take you home.
No. Brenna, get off my arm. Get off my arm. I'm
No,
standing
no,
here. I'm standing
no. We gotta.
You're at a
gotta go
45-degree angle
It's
to the
time to
ground,
leave.
Frank.
We've been here long
having-
enough. These poor people just
I'm
they
having-
want to get home.
No. Yeah. No. Wait there, Brenna. Wait. Two more Sambucas.
No. No, we
we're
gotta
connected.
go.
We're connected.
We
No,
have
no,
things to
stop it.
do.
You can't have any more. He's already closed up the till.
Mikey,
The
we get
till's
another shot. Is he
closed.
coming in?
The
No,
tab has
no.
been closed.
I already paid
Tab
my
is
tab.
closed.
I already paid it.
Yeah.
Do you want JD?
We're going
JD?
home. We're going
No.
home.
No, I'm not taking no for an answer.
Come on.
Tell the cab
Come
driver
on.
I'll be 5 minutes. I'll be 5 minutes.
You said 5 minutes 45 minutes ago.
Anybody gonna help me
Yeah.
with this? Anybody
That's
gonna help me?
That's basically us leaving you.
Can
Meanwhile,
I have a
he's
sausage, please?
Could someone put a time step on that? Because I'm having that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's what's going on with us.
Yeah. Congratulations. You're the drunk guy.
Good job. Welcome to our territory.
Yeah.
Oh, am I allowed in? I've got tea.
You were supposed to lead us out of this land of
That's the
persecution.
shit we dumped into the Boston Harbor, right?
And then we recovered it and made it better.
a bunch of Brits just out there with fucking like those little fish nets that you use at PetSmart to get your favorite goldfish. No, not that one. That one. No, not that one. That one.
Would you like some peppermint tea?
I would not. I
That's
would not
the
like that.
solution. That's the solution to every English problem out there. Has always been, would you like a cup of tea?
So I think the reason, if we can get a little back on the rails, we'll try to creep back onto the rails here. Is this extremism is being met with outrage culture, but not being taken seriously because outrage culture doesn't do itself any favors in the things that they get outraged about.
Yeah.
Because they're simply so outraged about everything. They weaken the movement as a whole.
I think it's more the horseshoe paradigm, where
Go
the
on.
two extremes are so closely linked. The rest of us are down here at the bottom of the horseshoe just trying to crack on. But because they're at the peak of the horseshoe, they're the loudest voices in the room and they fuel each other. If you didn't have one, you wouldn't have the other. And unfortunately, the blue-haired, non-binary social justice warriors are just as bad as the libertarian gun-toting nutcases. Everyone else is just like, yeah, whatever, just get on with life.
I don't know if
And-
they're just as bad though. Like we say that and we say it regularly,
No,
but
no, they
are
encourage.
they as bad?
They encourage.
Are they truly as bad as the other side of things?
Well, I don't know. What measure are you using?
Do they cause more harm?
Psychologically, I would say yes. Physically, I would say no.
Unfortunately,
See,
I'd be tempted to agree.
Because I feel that you wouldn't have one if you didn't have the other, and the other tends to be a little bit more. Well, they're both as illogical as the other, but one is a little bit more leery and a bit more punchy. As in, if you look at the stats between left-wing violence and right-wing violence in the States, especially, right-wing violence absolutely smashes the granny out of left-wing violence. So
Yeah.
you might get some, again, blue, non-binary weirdo saying stuff, but they're not going to punch you in the face. Whereas the opposite side will be, oh yeah, here's my AR-15. Oh, you're going to try and knock me down? Oh, I'm just going to shoot you and kill you dead. But that's fine, because they're on our side, so that's fine. Going back to your man, who recently was not disavowed by your president.
Well, I think his planned visit to go to Kenosha was one of the most obvious dog whistles that you could ever like. He has never shown up anywhere previously.
Did you see the camera shot stunt?
No.
Are you serious? How do I know about this? You don't.
I just said earlier that I had to take a break from all this because it was being a bit much.
Right. Let me pull this up. Obviously, we can't share audio, can we?
No audio sharing because we do not need copyright.
No, we can use it on fair use, can't we? So basically, what happened was there was a camera shop that's been the oldest shop in the state, and the guy that got burnt down through the looting and rioting and whatnot. And the guy that owned the shop refused to. He got invited to participate in the press call. He said no, because everything that he does turns into a circus. I don't want any part of that. So what they did was they got the owner of the shop from 8 years ago to jump in his place, effectively like a crisis actor. I'm not down to the shop now, but
Wow.
yeah, I used to own it. I've got to find it. It is absolutely ridiculous. And
Sounds about right.
so he's sitting there, he's sitting there praising Trump and saying, "Oh, thank God he came in at the right time and all this." But in reality, it's
Right.
not even his shop. It's
Right.
not his shop.
The
Oh,
previous owner.
yeah. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to quickly find it.
Like I said, sounds about right.
Yeah.
But I as much as I agree with a lot of the sentiments for a lot of the groups that are in the national debate, I should say. As much as I agree with them and advocate for them, I don't think that their methods are perfect. I think there's a lot of room to grow, and I think they're trying this for the first time. They are rookies, and they're doing it shittily. But that's not also to say that a lot of the things that they are doing are being purposely misconstrued and placed into groups, some might say classifications, for things that they don't belong into.
Right.
Like, as soon as you say that protesters are looters, you're wrong. Just by definition.
Right.
They're just not the same groups of people. Because if I go out to Kenosha or I go out to Chicago or St. Louis and I protest from 6 to 8 and I do my little jaunt and I do my part to make sure that there's bodies on the ground, and then the looting starts at 11:30 p.m., what the fuck does that have to do with me? What the fuck does that have to do with the cause that I was supporting? It doesn't.
Right.
So unless you can prove, people in the chat, unless you can prove that all these people are the same people, then you're really just using the same classification system that you're trying to abhor in the first place.
Right.
I can't walk around and say every white guy is just minutes away from being a mass shooter without evidence. And unless every white male does it. So you can't say that every protester is a looter and a rioter. You just can't.
It's in the chat. So use that. It's really good to.
Can you pull it up? I'm running low on bandwidth here, Brenna. Can you pull that up and share screen? Excellent. And Chartan has found a new chicken, apparently.
Yeah, he's got things to do, places to go.
Get some hot
Give
wings.
me a couple of seconds and
Them
I can
hot
share the screen. Share screen.
Share your screen?
Share
Oh, shit.
my screen.
Oh, she's talking
Fine.
about her screen.
Yeah.
Brenna, I'm not wearing protection.
You got
Look.
COVID.
Shit's going down. Okay. So here's our Kenosha business owner accuses Trump of using destroyed
video.
store for political gain. I'm not allowed to play video.
We're not allowed to play video.
Somebody has told me not. So a business owner in Kenosha, Wisconsin is accusing President Trump of using his destroyed store for political gain during a visit to the city on Tuesday. Tom Graham, the owner of a century-old store called Rhodes Camera Shop. I wonder if that has anything to do with Rhodes microphone. Anyway, that burned to the ground last week amid protests following the police shooting of Jacob Blake. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Told local outlet TMJ4 that he declined the White House's request to be part of Trump's tour of the damage, which, by the way, Kenosha said don't come. And so you know that. I think everything is he does turns into a circus, and I just didn't want to be involved in it, Graham said. He also said he was stunned to see the store's former owner, John Rode, who sold the family business to Graham 8 years ago, participated in the tour with the president. Blah de blah de blah. This is what
quote?
I'm paraphrasing here. From Road, this is a quote from Road. I just appreciate President Trump coming today. Everybody here does, Road said, holding a picture of the storefront. We are so thankful we got the federal troops here. Once they got here, things did calm down quite a bit. I cannot read any more of this. It is horrible. So in essence, the store owner didn't want anything to do with President Trump. So he went to the other guy, the former. Let me unshare. Unshare. Jesus H. Christ. Can't do this anymore. It's nuts, people. It's
I
nuts.
miss
What
I miss normal.
at what
Oh,
point?
They'll probably copyright us for that too, the bastards. Can't they won't let us do anything when we're going live. They
No. See,
rules.
first off, yeah, we stole that anyway. Anyway, everything would be fine as long as we don't take a knee, apparently.
Yeah, because that's a problem.
Because we still, I mean, look, going back and back with this, like this whole everything that and we're you're talking about the protests that turn into looting and combining things together like that. That has been the premise of all this, hasn't it? Where something somebody does or says or organizes, it's misconstrued and it's turned 180 degrees, and that is the narrative, right?
Yep,
So
flip it.
protesters become looters and rioters. The protesting, the taking a knee during the national anthem to protest police brutality is now disrespecting the flag, like disrespecting America. And instead of going to try to find a way to turn that shit back to where it originally was.
It's worse. They hate the troops.
Oh yeah,
they hate the troops.
Oh, yeah.
No, the country be damned. They hate the soldiers. You hate amputees if you kneel for a flag. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So
what we need to sorry, Brenna, to cut you off. What we need to do is call out what about.
You're not sorry you cut me off.
No, I am. I just wanted to get it out there. What we need to do is cut out whataboutism. Call it out. When someone says this and then someone goes, I'm not going to address that. I'm going to say, what about this? We need to call that out every single time, because that is exactly how media discourse works these days. There's no, I'm going to address your point. No, I'm just going to talk about this instead.
Yeah.
So sorry, that was something.
Yeah.
But that's asking your interlocutors to be honest. And I don't know that we're at that place anymore.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ben.
Anyway, what I'm basically saying is that there is so much of this just shifting of, taking these little things out and these little narratives out and turning them into the story. And there's a lot of shit that gets lost. And there's our problem. Our problem is, how do we get those things that were once lost to be brought into life? The fact that the protests that have been going on have been because there has been police brutality, murder. I mean, didn't we just find out that police strangled a guy to death?
Yeah, but what about Chicago?
And that was hitting. Well,
there you go.
Chicago. I mean, that's just it's a terrible place.
What a great. Look at the great police department they have there. Not known for any insider dealing, or not known for any kind of corruption or cronyism. Not known for that at all. Illinois state workers how are those taxes feeling after those pensions were promised, and now we're fucking fucked as a state.
Yeah.
They don't talk about
Man.
that though. They don't want to talk about the fact that this local government, this Illinois government, not even like Chicago has its own issues, but Chicago's not as bad as Illinois.
Uh-huh.
When 3 or 4 out of 5 of your last governors are all in prison for corruption, kind of tells you something about the culture of the organization.
Yeah.
Mikey, address the point. Then what about it?
What's the whataboutism? I was like, well, what about the gun violence in Chicago? Oh, because when black people get shot, no one can ever solve the crime. But then the cop shoots somebody, and then suddenly no one can solve the crime when they're wearing a body camera.
When a white cop shoots a black man, it's always the black man's fault for doing
Obviously.
something, right? For
Let's look at his
not
history. What did he
complying,
do?
for being a criminal, for all these different things that the person who pulled the trigger is not apparently not responsible, even though we live in a country where we have people screaming that Joe Biden is going to take away your guns because of the good guy with a gun kind of
All right.
situation.
Yeah, but give me a second.
Like, no, I'm still talking.
You wait.
So you have the cops who are supposed to be the good guys, right? Where that's what the narrative is that they're the good guys, and
Yeah.
they're allowed to shoot a guy 7 times in the back, and that's okay. You
How many
can
times-
strangle a guy to death, but that's okay. On camera, you can strangle a guy to death, and that's okay.
So here's the crazy thing. There's some Second Amendment guys in the chat right now. Please let me know when it's allowed for you to shoot somebody in the back with your current FOID card. With the license with the license that you're allowed to carry to own a firearm, let me know where it says in there that you're allowed to shoot somebody in the back. I'll let them respond.
Not
Go ahead,
just
Shotgun.
that, not just that, but it's not your responsibility. That
You're
it
not-
is the
you're not
person
liable.
in which you shoot.
Yeah, let me know when you're not liable for shooting someone in the back.
Can I address the second?
Shotgun.
If I hit somebody with my car, I am liable, right? Even if it's on purpose, even if they're in my way, that's mine.
Even if they're
Okay.
trying to deliver fucking pizzas on the back of a bicycle, Bruna ain't got time for that shit. You're
No,
getting splattered.
You don't do that your job.
Yeah, I have to go. Like,
I have to dodge Brenna's constantly.
look.
It's like the Karens of food courier services.
Wow.
We call them Brenna's. They just run you down for no reason.
You called Brenna a Karen. I'm offended right now. I need to speak to your manager.
I need to call the police because a Pac-Man is attacking me.
He just scratched my paint with his bicycle after I ran him over at 50.
He's from Chicago.
I was going to 80 kph in a bike lane.
In Chicago. They're all criminals in Chicago. They're all got criminal records.
I was going to 80 kph in a school zone in the bike lane, and he scratched my paint. I need a manager out here now.
Can I have a manager of the city?
Where's the mayor? Where's the mayor?
Okay,
I know my mayor.
All right.
Shit. Jartan wants to talk.
Oh,
Everyone shut up.
Here we go. Buckle up.
No, but
Mute him.
Hey guys, let him talk. All right, come on.
No, it's fine. Am I good? Thank you. There's the hammer. So,
guys, can we just let him finish?
No, it's fine. The thing is, right?
He's trying to say something to all of us. If you guys could stop interrupting him.
Every time you do that, I'm just going to stand over. on the beginning of my sentence.
What?
It's you're just prolonging your suffering.
You're right. Let me let you get it over with.
Yeah,
Then.
yeah.
You're right. Fair
Carry
dues. Come on, dead air, motherfucker. Talk.
Cops in your country is being told
Mark, we
that
up to smart.
That's not
cops
funny.
in your country are being told they're in a war zone. They're in a war about something, right? And they treat every person that they perceive as a threat, and they're being told that the threat is a person of a certain ethnicity.
Mm.
So it's a war against something,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't know why. That's why you have fucking SWAT teams standing outside of SUVs in full fucking combat gear in every fucking situation where it's a firearm. Because everybody's got a fucking firearm in your fucking country.
We have more guns than people.
I'm going to start over. Cops in your country are being told that they're in a war zone. And they're treating the streets as a war zone. But they're not soldiers. It's not a war zone. They're there to upkeep the peace. But it's been a war. And it's been that way for 15, 20 years now. But it's just been escalated and escalated and escalated and escalated. And because you have that stupid fucking Second Amendment, which gives everybody a fucking gun, and there are more guns than people, as you just said, Mikey, which is correct.
It's like 1.2 guns per peoples in the States.
They are going to keep acting like they're in a war zone. When I watch movies, when I watch films that are being like news reports from your country, where cops are standing outside with their assault rifles ready outside in full combat gear, going in there with their helmets on, and I'm like, really? What the fuck? That's how you go in to de-escalate a situation. Have you never read a single article about how to de-escalate a situation? Violence always escalates violence. You have to try to de-escalate the situation. Going in there like you're in a fucking war zone doesn't fucking help. Why am I on full screen?
You were talking. I wanted everyone to be able to see you and your mannerisms.
So the point I'm trying to make is, as long as you keep doing this fucking war on crime, as long as everything's going to be war, it's going to be escalated as a fucking war, and people are going to fight against it, and it's just going to be a fucking shit show. You need to start at a systemic fucking level and start changing that shit. Yes, there is a systemic racism in your country. This is not a discussion that I'm willing to have. This is just facts.
And I think that's something that's weird about all of this is the stats have been kept since the 70s. You can't tell me that it's been every year that the media's bias is just after a group of people. It can't be year after year, because this is before this story even became hot and popular and profitable for the media organizations that, I agree, sensationalize certain things and over report certain things for media presence. But even before this shit was cool, the stats say that this has always been happening. So it could be like, oh, either the left-wing media just wants us all to think that these things are bigger things than they are. I can tell you right now, I knew more about police oppression before I even got the internet.
You know more about police oppression than I will ever know, because I will never experience it from your perspective, and I respect that. But getting back to what you said about Illinois and how your 3 governors are incarcerated or recently been indicted of a crime. Which one is it?
Yeah, I think it's 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 of the last governors
Yeah.
were put in jail. Trump just commuted the sentence for Blagojevich. Maybe a few months ago.
Yeah. So wouldn't that point to a systemic error in everything? That everything is so fucking corrupt that they're actually in prison now for corruption?
He got in trouble. The last one got in trouble because when Obama became president, and what needs to happen is now that Senate seat is open in Illinois, you get to hold a special election or a special appointee, and he had a bidding war over who got that seat, Obama's old Senate seat,
Which is corruption.
which is corruption, and that's why he went to jail.
Yeah.
Jesse Jackson Jr. was involved. There was a lot of Lisa Maddow. There was a lot of Maddows and Jacksons is involved in that whole corruption scheme.
Rule Britannia, Britannia rule the world. No?
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Fucking stomp your snide fucking Scandinavian ass. Anyway, no, I just want to get back to what you were talking about, Jartan, about the whole gun culture with the police and everything. And what you can just pull a gun out and just shoot someone because you're in fear for your life. That is the epitome of the fictional character James Bond's License to Kill. I've got license to kill. Whatever, no consequences.
Or even if
Oh,
you're not a
really?
police, even if you're not a police officer, apparently.
No, but if you as a police officer over here, if you deploy your taser, if you deploy your weapon, you're under investigation straight away. What happened to make you escalate it to that stage where you need to put out lethal force or even a taser? When you have to red dot someone and call taser, 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 you're under investigation. You're stood down, and you have to explain yourself. Whereas in America, it's like, we just put you on light duties. That's fine. He's dead. Yeah, he's a brown fella. It's all right. He was clearly getting a knife. When you've got a gun, a taser, 4 colleagues around you, yeah, well, you had every right to shoot him. What the actual fuck?
And Pine Snake, love you, Ian. You're an amazing bloke. He's from your neck of the woods, Wayne. Up in Britannia, Britannia. But it was okay to shoot Breonna Taylor.
He doesn't even know the song. He started singing.
It's not a real place. Britannia, relax.
It used to be when it's a part of the EU.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. I'm not allowed to look at the chat. So what's he saying?
Yeah, you're not. But Pine Snake puts a good question. But it was okay to shoot Breonna Taylor in her sleep. Also, if you don't look to see what other countries are doing right, you never learn any lessons. Well said, Pine Snake.
But that's American exceptionalism again.
He's not an American.
No, I'm sorry. Fucking
Just
listen, for the love of God.
Listen.
It's an example of American exceptionalism.
Where we don't have to do what other countries are doing right. We don't have to look at them and say that's the way we should be doing it because we have freedom.
See, Brenna can translate English to you, Mikey.
I speak English, not British. We've talked about this.
I watch enough British television that I
Have you ever seen
Bitch, Idris Elba.
No,
Idris Elba. Bitch, Idris Elba.
No.
Idris Elba.
Drink
Bitch.
it.
When Jeff Bezos goes like, there's 200 and
You looking for a barista? I'm your man.
208 fucking sovereign nations in the world. 180 of them got fucking freedom.
No, America.
Yeah.
Number one. We're number one.
Drink it.
We're number one in freedom.
Yeah, freedom and
It tastes kind of
freedom
like
and-
coffee.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
That was. We're gonna just sit back in the after show and we're gonna watch that clip on loop. It is my favorite thing. I'm surprised Idris didn't make it onto Brendan's list of hall passes, but Idris he's definitely on there. Even though she didn't say it, I know he is. She loves a big, strong, tall kickboxing DJ, producing content creator, innovator, podcaster. Influencer. She loves those type of black men, and there's no way Idris Elba did not make the list. He was fucking Shere Khan. Like, come on, man. He's on there.
Brenda just muted her mic so we can't hear her heavy breathing.
What was the fucking someone?
What's
We gotta.
going on here? Science. I'm all over it.
I'm your man.
The Satisfyer is out. The Satisfyer is out. Is that a pro?
It's
in
a
silver?
gas powered jackhammer.
Oh no, our girl wouldn't do that. She's a delicate little flat with that one.
Wow.
Yikes. Because bitch, I'm Idris Elba.
Big Drish.
Wayne, I think we're gonna wrap up and then move everything to the after show because I think we're just about done here. But Wayne, your new goal for the month of October, I'll give you a month to complete this.
Mm-hmm.
I need the E19 posse and the Stratfor soldiers. I need one person from each BBC Two group on here.
BBC Three.
Three. Sorry.
I'll see what I can do. So that is
You gotta. I know, and that's why I'm putting it. I'm giving you a month to complete it because that is some of my favorite shit. I love that.
Yeah, I gave you Big Drish last week for free.
I don't know that.
And you know that.
So that wasn't.
The coat.
Wayne did show up to the pre-production meeting in a pea coat and a skinny red tie with a white fucking Oxford shirt on, and I almost shit my pants because he did properly look like he was dressed like Idris Elba, and I.
You did come, didn't you? Just a bit of come.
Did you have a little bit of a sex way? Did you have a sex way?
I'm under no obligation to answer any of these questions.
You are under oath, my good friend. You are under oath.
I never put my hand on any kind of book to say anything.
You put your hand on something.
Wasn't no goddamn book though, I tell you that.
He had a sex week. He had a sex week.
What is this
All right,
dance?
So,
sign us out.
Next Thursday, next Thursday, we are having 3 guests up. We are having 2 doctors and a specialist in clinical pathology from child psychology in Norway. We have
Nice.
3 guests on talking about Corona. Yep. And we are talking about
what's going on in Corona these days?
I love their beer.
Fucked. So what we're talking about is this from a medical standpoint, from a clinical standpoint, and from a psychological standpoint. So we've got 3 guests coming on next Thursday.
So what you're saying is we shouldn't miss this.
You should not miss next Thursday.
So we should promote this. Let's
yes,
promote
you
it
are.
when we get off of it. Woo!
Yes, and for the first time, because now I got my Big Mac set up. I am gonna.
Sounds really good right now. Sorry.
I am gonna promote a video. You are gonna see. You are not gonna know who the guests are. Of course, the hosts are, but we are not gonna tell you who the ghosts are, who the hosts are, who the ghosts are. But you should tune in for next Thursday.
Group ghosts.
Yes.
I'm afraid of ghosts.
I'm
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
But at least there's no chickens.
Not this week. Got to
Yes.
get that $100 tier, and then we'll. It's
Yeah,
chicken.
need to get
I think our first
$100
$100 goal on Patreon should be you feeding chickens. Like if we get to $100, you have to feed chickens.
Let's define feeding. Define feeding.
The little sprinkling of seeds in
Whoa,
the.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
No.
Not this motion.
Just sprinkling them seeds. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
You reach in, you get really in there.
You gotta get deep in the
Bring
pouch.
Bring it back. Bring
You
it
gotta get deep in that pouch of seeds.
You gotta reach in there. You just gotta go deep.
Grab it by the. You gotta get a full knuckle full of them seeds and just throw them out to the chicken.
And then
That's why Dr. Emma is so upset. Is because our chickens come out of the chicken coop just covered in this sticky white substance, and no one can explain it. And she's sick of trying to give a chicken a bath to wash the filth off of them.
And she just sees Yartan walking down the street having a fag doing his jeans up.
Hey,
Emma.
you!
Hey,
Hey,
Emma.
you! Hey, you over there! What were you
Emma,
just doing?
we love you too much. We love you.
You are just jealous because I'm the only one of the three of us who actually gets slayed on a regular basis.
Define regular
Wow.
basis.
Wow. That's a lot of assumption you have there.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
They have 8 chickens.
All right, guys. Join us on OnlyFans.com/TheBinPodcast, where we all prove Shartan wrong.
Oh, I've got this.
Oh God, no! Oh,
Wait,
no!
wait.
No.
Take it away! No!
We don't need that. We don't need that.
And on that bombshell, back to the studio.
You look
From
directly at it.
Wayne, from Mikey, from Brandon, from Short, and of course, Kid has had to leave early. I thank you for listening. This has been the Bin Podcast. See you next week.
Help.
Bye bye.
Cheerio.
Help.
Please send help.
Help.
Music's going. I'm gonna do about a 15-second outro.
Swash, me, shoo, shwash, shwee, shwa.
Sweet, schwa, shoo, soon,
Bang,
schwa.
The fucking chicken, Joe. The fucking chicken.
We're
Fucking
still